Hello everyone and welcome to another video with me, Umberrays, and yes, I'm back in Japan, and no, I'm not feeling well yet. The only way to describe how I'm currently feeling is, well, my wrist is absolutely horrible. Traveling did not do it any good, hence why I have this brace on it. Second of all, my entire body feels just heavy, and it's probably just massive jet lag, but I haven't experienced it quite this bad, so it's hurting a fair amount. Hence why I haven't been really doing a lot of videos lately. When I went back, it was pretty difficult, just being able to be kind of alert enough to do everything I had to do back there. And now that I'm back in Japan, I'm feeling the reverb of it, but you know that thing in math where a positive number and a negative number of the exact same cancel each other out? Yeah, this was not that. This was very much additionative. A positive and a negative subtracted, make just a bigger number, but in one direction or the other. But yeah, feeling a little bit under the weather right now, but it has been a while since I've made a video, so let's talk about the story event here on the JP side. Why? Because, well, there isn't really much I've seen happening on the global sides, short of going through trials and whatnot. And the other side of it is Brave Exvius on the JP side, where we have gotten our new story event. We'll be getting the tower event starting very soon, but with a lack of enhancements, there's not really that much to talk about there. So I want to talk about a new topic, a topic I've kind of talked about, but free units. Boy, that was loud on my end. Oh, I don't think it was as loud for you guys, but anyway. Free units. Free units is something that has started happening since the FF1 banner, basically. In that, it's starting to become more regular, I mean. Before, yeah, we've seen a few units pop up in the past that have been free units, but now we're starting to see other units that are popping up as free units, such as units like... Where is he? He's down in here somewhere. Again, brain only working ever so well. Garland. Garland was the first unit that gave me a fair bit of hope for how free units would be. Now, at the time, his TMR was nothing that I got overly excited about. It's definitely not bad, but it's not, incredibly exciting. Super TMR, as well, is just another example of a pretty decent thing to get your hands on. Anywhere near as top tier, but no, I don't expect free units to have super TMR level stuff, akin to what we see on the newest units. That doesn't make any sense from a financial perspective, even though, yeah. But now we're starting to see a little bit different. Like, Garland at the time was a good indication that, free units might be pretty darn okay for people to get their hands on. And I gotta say, I still like Garland quite a bit. He has a lot of chaining options, he has different elements to his attacks, he can unlock triple cast, he's a pretty decent physical DPS for people to get their hands on, and I would like to see, this might be something I do end up trying when I have more stat pots, seeing how easy it is to clear trials with him and his super TMR and TMR to see if that is something that, might be something that people can do. But let's talk about these other two units that have kind of popped up recently, because the story event has taken a bit of a change recently. I just gotta find out where the hell they are. Like, this girl. This girl is one of the newer units to pop in on the JP side. She is a free character that you can get from the recent story event. And the recent story event has seen some changes to it, and we'll talk about those changes too, but this girl, as well as... I know he's in here somewhere. I think he's around level 18. This is what I get for fusing stuff, instead of just keeping stuff at the bottom tier. As well as this guy. Both of these characters are free characters that you can get. A 3-star and a 4-star base character. These two characters would normally, I feel like, be found in the gacha, but they've been removed in favor of just giving them out for free. So the question is, are they any good? The answer I would have to say is no. Definitely not. The little 3-star, she's cute enough. She has a fantastic sprite, but her, with, you know, just that really doesn't exactly say the most about it, but let's show off her sprite. It's pretty nice. Would be great if I could get there. Basically, she's physical DPS, but I gotta say, I almost wish that she was not a free unit. 3 to 4 stars are not exactly the most difficult characters to get, and I feel like the TMR has suffered greatly for this. And I don't know if this is Alum's new strategy to make equipment less accessible. Some people would say that this is more accessible, but a 12 defense, 12 spirit, 20% light resistance is really just nothing. It's really not much of anything in terms of a accessory. It is some light resistance, but there are much better stuff out there on incredibly old 3 stars units, so this is not particularly exciting. Even as a free thing, like just for doing the story event, obviously could be just good for new players, and that is always a consideration, but the problem here is that this is really just too not great in the long term, I feel, for anything. Yeah. And the other character, 30% attack and only 10% extra attack killer for, what is it, beasts? This is less than impressive. This is less than anything. Even as a free TMR, this just doesn't really feel that great. But for people starting the game, the question is who is starting playing Brave Exvius right now? I feel like Brave Exvius is throwing these banners up and these event stuff that is particularly good for new players only, and particularly not good for long-term players. I wonder if these two characters had been, you know, regular gacha, how much better their TMRs would have been. And, you know, would that have just been better overall than just getting some mediocre free units? Because 3 and 4 stars are not hard to get. We get enough free pulls in the game that you're lively to get quite a few copies of any 3 or 4 star, regardless of how big the pool is. When the TMRs take this big of a hit, it kind of pushes people into needing more 5-star TMRs as well as super TMRs, because these TMRs are never going to cut it for any of the more difficult content. So yeah, taking a look at there's nothing overly great about either of these characters' kits. There is nothing particularly that interesting. I will say that the sprites are nice, and as a collector myself, it's pretty cool to get your hands on some characters. Matter of fact, is this character just supposed to be a collaboration with Monster Hunter at some point? Ooh, I'm cloaked, I'm so cool. But yeah, the other thing that has been changed that I was talking about is basically the story event. The story event has... You can obviously tell I haven't been playing on the PC lately. The story event has been greatly made a lot easier. If you take a look at just the quests that you have to do, there is nothing difficult here. There is bring a specific character for the first one. Well, obviously getting the girl is just complete the entire thing. But the only two that are any kind of difficult now are bringing a specific character, which is a character that you either get for free or that you have as a free friend unit. Here it is the new Laswell, which is just given to everyone basically as a friend for this event. And just continuing down, there is nothing. And I'm a little bit surprised about this. The only other thing is using a limit burst, which is not that difficult 5 events in, especially with characters that start with their limit bursts. And it continues like this all the way up. It actually continues all the way up. On one hand, I think that this is really great. I've always been a little bit annoyed of getting to the end of this and then missing the 2 summon tickets, just because the 2 summon tickets are behind that summon thing and I didn't time my summon properly and I have to do the entire thing again. It is pretty nice that this has been simplified, but I'm kind of surprised about how simplified it has been. It has just been, like, completely hacked down into being just the easiest thing nowadays. So, yeah, I'm a little split on this. On one hand, it is definitely nice for just getting through the story event and making the story event easier. I'm a little surprised that they didn't keep some of the challenge in the higher level, but that being said, this, the top level, the 3 back-to-back difficult fights have kept their difficulty, so maybe that's, just fine and totally okay. I don't know. I'm a little mixed feelings about the way that Brave Exvius is going lately, mainly because taking a look at a character like the brand new Laswell, which let's see if I can find an example of him. And I do want to talk about Laswell in his actual review video, which I will be doing shortly. But just looking at Laswell right now, Laswell is such a power-crept character by comparison to the free units. The TMRs are so vastly split in difference in power level and everything that I don't even think it's worth comparing in any kind of sense. Like 50% with a katana and 50% true dual hand on a single TMR? Wow, that is insanely strong. Same with this, a super TMR that's 180 attack and just has the bonus of powering all AT chaining basically, as well as 7% MP on top of it. The split in what is available on this banner from the free to the very much not free is massive, and I gotta say that is something that is a little bit worrying, because a lot of these TMRs are now locked behind the, well, you either get it now or you never get it kind of thing. And the same could be said for the free units. You either play now and get the free units, or maybe forever have that space missing in your entire collection. And God willing, these free characters will never get added to the regular summon pool, as their TMRs are just so bad. I would feel worse about getting these characters than I would about a Shadow. And not even the 5-star base Shadow. So, yeah, the new story event, it's definitely more streamlined now. I'm very curious if they'll make any other changes into the future. They have been talking about making changes to a lot of the event, revamping the events to, make it a little bit different, which is good to some aspects, but depending on what the changes are, it could be either good or bad. And that is definitely a thing here where I'm starting to feel that it is more on the bad side. Because the free stuff, there was something to be excited about getting a new 3-star or 4-star lately. It was a chance to get some pretty darn decent TMRs or, super TMRs, or super TMR level TMRs from the 4 stars. But now that seems to be axed out. If the 3 and 4 stars are not being added, where are mid-level players supposed to get their stuff other than really hoping they get lucky on summon festivals? It seems to just be pushing the game towards that idea of throw a lot of money at a specific banner or forever hold your peace. And the free stuff, I'll never say that it's bad getting free stuff, but at the same time, if the free stuff is this bad, maybe it's just not worth getting. Anyway, that's all for now, and I'll see you next time for another video where we'll talk about Laswell. I really wish jet lag would go to hell.